or Harry as you like to call him, and he will drill them in the ways of using this Perrier. So off you go. Great, ladies and gentlemen. Now while he's explaining all of that, I'll tell you a couple of things about this. This giant catfish is like a giant sling. Alright, that's what it is, a giant sling. And it works in the same process. You get people pulling on those ropes. They're called maiden's hair. Maiden's hair because it tells you that women can use it as well. Basically, you've got to use weight, you've got to use muscle. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, if you've got weight and muscle, you can use one of these things. So basically, the object of the exercise is to try and break it when you launch these things off, because it's not going to break, but if you can use that much force, you'll get an even better trajectory. Launch it, this is called the war vulture. See, the hook on there looks like a vulture's beak, so therefore we call the war vulture war woven. It comes through here on a sling, down this gully, and as they pull down, it goes all the way over there. We've got to try and hit one of those targets over there, alright? That's how it works. We can hurl stones, but we can throw, oh I don't know, beehives. Beehives, there's nothing worse than an angry bee. And I'll tell you what, if they're on the other side launching them into the castle, those bees will swarm. And that is really something that will make a right old mess in the castle itself. That's the first thing. We can hurl, I don't know, great big sacks of shards of crockery or glass. That'll smash and that'll send all manner of things flying all over the place. Or we can have such a thing as naphtha. It's a sulfuric type of thing. It's based on sulphur. It's combustible. You could paste rocks in it, or you could paste rags in it, for instance, then wrap them around rocks and set fire to it, so you've got a fireball. Now the point is that this fireball does not go out with water, so you can't pour water on it, that just makes it burn all the more. And also, if you get it landing on your clothes, you can't try and beat it out because it just spreads it all over you. Burns you something rotten, it really does. And I've seen the results, it's not a pretty sight. And I'll tell you something else. Once it is in there, imagine inside this castle, we've got wooden buildings. We've got wooden buildings with thatched roofs. If any of that naphtha gets on there, boom, it goes straight up like that. So we've got to make sure that we know how to put it out. Well, if water doesn't put it out, we've got plenty of that around here. What else? I've got an idea. Vinegar. Vinegar is very good for putting out naphtha. And the other thing, of course, another astringent, urine. Yeah, I wasn't allowed to say piss. I said that this morning. I got frowned at. So urine. Urine, I don't usually use that word. Urine, it's a posh word, isn't it? Anyway, that's the other thing, I'll put it out. Now the thing is, on this, what we're going to be doing now, we're not going to be using rocks or anything like that. We will be using parts of an animal. And that's another thing that you could use on this. You could get a dead animal, hurl it into the castle, it'll spread disease, you see. Imagine, I don't know, a rotting carcass of a sheep. Or I don't know, a pig with a cold. How about that? That'd be silly, wouldn't it? But we are now going to start launching something or other in here.
Master Harry, the ropes.
That is the other thing to watch on this, because the whole mechanism where it all comes off the hook, sometimes if it does come off the hook, it all goes to hell in a basket. And I'll tell you something, if they don't all pull at the same time, if they don't all pull down as a team, what happens is that will again take that off the hook, and the missile will flow in that direction. And I've seen that happen as well. Now, it looks like they're all going to be ready, so we'll give them a count in, alright? We'll do a 3, 2, 1 countdown and then we'll say loose. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Now then, I'll tell you something about that. That was their ranging shot, which is better, isn't it, really? Now they know they've got to go further than that. That's the first thing. Now the other thing, if they've got a fireball in there, it's naphtha and it lands on the floor there. That's not too bad a thing. But basically, what it gives you is a field of fire between you and the enemy. That's got to be a good thing, isn't it? Now, if they're on the battlefield, there's a big screen defending them anyway, so they're not going to be exposed to anything. I'll tell you the other thing as well. Up at the siege of Wark Castle many, many years ago, a very similar thing happened. That is to say that we had Scottish besiegers, and they pulled down on their catapult, as it were, launched a stone. They didn't all pull at the same time. As they pulled it down, so the arm went up, and the thing was loosed. And as it came down again, it went straight down and landed on the Scotsman. I know, the English inside the castle laughed their heads off, I can't tell you. But anyway, that's this kind of sense of humour we got. But now, they're going to try again and see if they can get it a bit further. They're going to try and hit Mistress Joanna over there. Isn't she lovely? Look at her, eh? Look at her. There she lives in the liberties of the castle as well. That's why she's here to defend her own interests as much as anybody else. Right, ready? 3, 2, 1,
That was pretty good.
Yes, an indulgent clap there.
Last time.
Not bad, but they are not useless mouths because they're trying their hardest to help defend the castle. Which is absolutely right. Now the men will come along. Do you think they'll get it further?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
Well, we'll have a go.
Yes,
Now then,
no.
Master Harry, I'm going to use any of
No, it's not live, it's dead and it stinks.
We are going to be using, just to show you, that we do not just use bladders, because these things that you've just seen being launched, they are horses' bladders full of piss. Oh, nothing but the best. We wanted to use some of his wine, but he won't let us. No, it's awful, isn't it? Never mind. But what we're going to use is, we've got a chicken. Right? It's called avian flu. We've got So we've got a chicken. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, loose!
Please no further forwards.
Not bad, not bad, but you can see the idea, can't you? Keep a bit further down here, my friends, it's just for your own safety. Thank you. Are you enjoying it up there? Do you want to have a go? Buy a ticket then. I know, it's terrible, isn't it? I don't dress like this on the way home, otherwise I'm in trouble. How'd you look at that? That's all muscle, that is. That's not, it's a brigandine, it's armour. Now then, they're gonna loose off another one. Are you gonna do 2 more, Master H?
Yeah, we've had the comedy throw.
Right, we've had the comedy throw, now we're going to do 2 of the others. Now these, they're going to do their ranging shot, and then they're going to launch off another one. Are you ready?
Ready?
3, 2, 1, If they'd been on that side, they'd have launched that and it would have probably landed in St Catherine's Priory, right on the other side of the tower. But I'll tell you something else as well. These things, these would be stationed up in these towers here so we can get a good trajectory off them. And also, you see that tower at the end? A lot of these towers in our castles, they're hollow. And you can put one of these things in there on a turntable. And then you can direct it wherever you need to and launch one off. So it's actually quite an interesting piece of weaponry here.
Right, and I think I'll make numbers of this time.
Now there is another story of one of these. Not only can you launch off dead animals and things like that, but there is a story that the people in the castle sent a messenger out to talk to the people outside the castle. He gave them the message.